Hello and welcome to Blockchain Silver, the place where we analyze what in the world is going on in crypto. Today we're going to talk about the crypto market, safe to re-enter. Warning, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment purposes only. It is best to do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and invest based on your opinion of the market. Cryptocurrency markets are highly speculative and may lose value. Be safe out there. So this is a slide on Elliot wave theory in time. I've shown this before. I believe that the bottom was, or the beginning of a wave one, started sometime on December 17th, 2019. This is a general market Elliot wave theory. Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Bitcoin. A lot of your cryptocurrencies were at a bottom on December 17th. Then they rose, completing the top of a wave one on January 17th. Then for about 8 days came down until about January 23rd, completing a wave two. Then topped out again on February 14th, completing the end of a wave three. And I believe, now this is just my opinion, this definitely is not trading advice, but I believe that the completion of the wave four, lasting about 14, 15, 16 days, that I believe that the completion of the wave four ended on March 1st, 2020. And I think we're somewhere right around here. It may go on for another day or two, or it may have already been over with, but I think we're somewhere right in here. And I think we are at the beginning of a wave five, and I think it's going to last until about sometime between probably March 10th and March 15th. But I'm going to go with March 15th. I think that's when the market's going to top out again, the altcoins mainly. And then I think Bitcoin's going to be the place to be after that. Now, the altcoins, they will see higher prices again in the future. This is a longer term wave three that we're in. A short term wave five, longer term wave three. And so now I'm using Litecoin as an example. The wave one, so all we're doing, we're just breaking this down into data points right here. Wave one, about 30 to 31 days. Litecoin was like $36, and it went to 61, about a 70% rise. Then had about an 8-day correction. Wave two went down to $53, about a 13% loss. Then a wave three from the $53 up to $83 on the 14th of February, about a 57% increase. And then the wave four right now, about 14, 15, 16 days, going all the way down to about $56 from the 83. It's about a 32% loss. That would be this one right here. And then now this here, this is just an educated guess, but normally a wave five is a little bigger than the one and the three. Sometimes it can go, the one is the smaller one, the three can be a little bit bigger. And then but I've noticed that the five is usually the biggest one. Now it could be way bigger than this. This is just an educated guess, but you know, if it did a little bigger than the wave one, it'd be about a 78% increase. But ultimately, I see Litecoin going somewhere around $100. It could go as high as $150. It could touch its old high from back in June of 2019 when it hit like $146. We could definitely go back to that. I'd rather say 100 and it go higher than tell you 146 and it only go to 100. So take this with a grain of salt, but this is where we're at. This is where I see us being at. And remember that a wave five is always like a lightning bolt on a chart. if we look at it in basic attention token right here, now this is back in 2019, the wave 5, they always come quickly. Before you know it, you're at the bottom of the wave 4, and then it seems like it's just a few days later or a few weeks later, and it's doubled in price. The wave 1 for BAT was 63 days. Then the wave 2 was 5 days. Then the wave 3 was 20 days. Then the wave 4 was 10 days. Now notice that the wave 4 was about twice as long as the wave 5. And if there's something similar here, now this is recent. This is back in time in 2019. This is recently here. We notice about the same pattern that, and this easily could be 15 or 16 days. It's about twice as long, the wave 2 and the wave 4. The wave 4 was about twice as long. Now this doesn't always happen every single time in every single Elliott wave count, but I do see this quite often. And so the wave 5, 10 days. Wave 1, 63 days. The wave 3, 20 days. And the wave 5 was 10 days. It was very short compared to the wave 1. It was about half the time of the wave 3. Now the wave 3 and the wave 5 happened rapidly. Normally, the wave 3 is about a half to 2/3 of the time, which this could have went up to about 40 days. And then the wave 5 is usually about 1/3 to 1/2 of the time of the wave 3. So this could have happened in anywhere from 15 to 30 days. And so, but that's what it did. And so it's like a lightning strike. So I'm definitely in the market. I didn't get out on this wave 4 because sometimes on a wave 4, the wave 3, sometimes your last major part of the move can come in just the last couple of days. I had a pretty good feeling that we were nearing the end, but say I was wrong and it ended up being the 16th or the 17th of February. You can lose a lot by getting out early. And so I didn't get out. I'm still in the market. I'm long the market. I will be until I start to see some of the price points that I'm looking at. And also for the time, when we get around the middle of March, about March 15th, I'll be looking again. I log prices every day, but when I start to see prices that I believe are going to happen, based on my opinion, that's when I'll look at going into Bitcoin full on. And so, using Litecoin as an example, if we look at the top, on February 14th, 2020, reached a high of 83.34. Also, all these prices are logged at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And so it hits the high, has a natural reaction down every day, loses a few dollars, bumps up one day, then loses again, then has about a 3-day secondary rally, getting up almost to the old high of 83.34, and then has a secondary reaction again, losing a few dollars every day, from 79 down to 75, $4, and then 70, loses $10, then bumps up $1, then loses $2, loses $1. But the main point of this whole thing here, if you look from $83 on February 14th, it drops down a few dollars, goes up $1. I'm sorry, drops like $4, goes up $1, goes up $4, but then loses all of it almost instantly the next day on February 24th. The main point of this whole thing right here is 1, 2, 3, 4. These last 5 days, if you notice, it's been staying right around 60, right around the high 50s to the low 60s for 5 days. And so I think that a majority of the bleeding is over with. In order for it to go down to 50 or the high 40s, It would take a lot of sellers. It would take a lot of people to get out of the market and sell. And that could happen, but I think it's unlikely. And so just looking at Litecoin right now, if I do a refresh here on the price, so I just hit F5. It's at $60.54. And so this is what I think. This is the 1, 2, 3, and the 4. This is where I think we're at right now. And a lot of the other coins, same exact thing. They're up. Everything's up today. There aren't a whole lot of sellers. A lot of buying happening. Everything. And also, too, with Bitcoin Cash, I've noticed that the volume has spiked in the last 24 hours. I logged a volume on March 1st of 4.2 billion. You can do that also by going to CoinMarketCap. This is Bitcoin Cash here. If you log volumes, if you notice right here, this says 4.1 on February 29th, 4.1 on March 1st. Oh, let me do a refresh. And actually, March 2nd, which is today, it may not be on here yet, but with Coinbase it is. Oh yeah, there we go, 9.7. So that's a huge spike for Bitcoin Cash, and the price went up. So that means there's a lot of buyers, a lot of buying, a lot of buyers entering the market. I haven't seen that with the other ones yet, like Litecoin or Ethereum, but it may be coming, it may not. Remember, we have a halving coming for Bitcoin Cash on sometime, I think it's in April, and then Bitcoin in May. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. Definitely not trading advice. This is just my opinion about the market. And so, like I said, though, if you notice, have a lot, 5 days now of prices. A lot of the other coins are the same. Bitcoin Cash is similar. And so we'll see. Only time will tell what will happen, but I think we are at or near a bottom, and I think we are at or near the end of a wave 4. We are at or near the beginning of a wave 5. And so let's see what happens. So here's my summary. I believe that a majority of the bleeding is over with for the altcoins and Bitcoin. I think the short-term wave 4 might be nearing an end, or it's at an end. And short-term wave 5 might be starting soon, or it has already begun. I believe that I know for a fact that a wave 5 looks like a lightning strike, and I think that's about where we're at. So I think it's a good time to be in the market. I don't think it's a good time to get out of the market and sit in cash. The altcoins may top out in March of 2020. Now, just short term, definitely not long term. And Bitcoin and the alts are in a longer term wave 3. And always remember with my videos that I'm not an investment advisor. This is not investment advice. This is just my opinion about the market. And so that's it for today. If you like the video, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you for coming over to Blockchain Silver. And remember to stay safe out there.